Well, this group, MEK, has been very successful, apparently, to get the support, to obtain the support of members from both the Republican and Democratic parties, civilians, as well as retired members of the military, senior officers included. So there has been apparently a very successful lobbying campaign before the government to try to overturn the decision made in 1997, if I'm not mistaken, to put this group MEK in the list of terrorist organizations of the Department of the Treasury. So I believe there has been a lot of lobbying, and also there is another issue that Washington might find this group highly useful. It seems that they have made use of it since at least 2007 to try to create, destabilize the internal situation in Iran. And apparently, in cooperation with the Israeli Secret Service, Mossad, they have used this group to conduct, it is said by some author, the assassinations of nuclear scientists in Iran to obtain information on the Iranian nuclear program. According to some authors, some of that information have been highly suspicious in terms of how factual it is, and to carry out other acts of sabotage. Apparently, also, the bombing or they caused the explosion of a missile factory as well. So there are these strategic interests in terms of the current and ongoing bad relationship, let's say, to say the least, to put it mildly, between the United States on one side and Iran on the other. And this group also has been carrying a highly successful lobbying campaign, which is very interesting because according to the press, some sectors in the press, if you would speak for 10 minutes in favor of the group in a speech, you could get, or you could have gotten $20,000. And they have been paying for speeches defending their cause so that they would be removed from the list of being terrorists between $10,000 and $50,000. So it's quite interesting. And it kind of reminds me when Jugurtha, in the times of ancient Rome, before Christ, got the support of Roman senators who were opposed initially to his position as king of Numidia in what is now Algeria by paying handsomely the backing of those senators. So I wonder if that is the same situation now. I believe it is.
All right. Do you think this could in any way influence Iran's upcoming elections?
No, not really. Most Americans don't know about this group. They don't care. Most Americans don't care.
Elections in Iran.
Oh, in Iran. Thank you. The only thing I would think is that the candidates are going to try to portray this event, the fact that they removed, the United States government removed this group from the list of terrorists. It would be a further justification to any hardening of position, saying that the United States has no interest to find a negotiated solution with Iran, but on the contrary, they are supporting its enemies that are conducting, according to some sectors, terrorist attacks. So it's not going to, in any case, favor a betterment of the relationship between the West and Iran, and in particular the United States and Iran, and it's certainly going to favor any candidate that is talking hard, taking hardening positions towards the West and the United States. But I believe that's quite inevitable in light of the rhetoric coming from Washington, together and alongside the one coming from Tel Aviv regarding, the Iran and the Iranian nuclear program. So it might not make much difference, but it certainly is going to be ammunition for those that would try to suppress the idea of any dialogue with Washington, because after all, Washington is not offering any olive branch for such a kind of dialogue.
All right, Layo Sazdi, thanks very much for your time.